Thank you, everyone, and welcome to I think it's our fourth World Whale Day Sing. So we've been holding these World Whale Day Sings um, to celebrate the whale and to recognise the impact that mankind has had on the whales. We hold it every year on World Whale Day, which is the third Sunday of February. So I'd like to thank Bonnie Milner, who I actually got to meet up with this year, which is absolutely fantastic, and also Heather, who I'm planning to meet up with one day, but not yet, for co-hosting with me this evening. So what we'll do, we'll take a chunk of the sessions, each of us, and I'm going to kick off. So we invite you to sing a song about the whales. If you've not emailed me with the name of the song you want to sing, please do put that in the chat. Um, and if you have already sent the song or songs you'd like to sing, then periodically in the chat you'll see the list of songs appearing. But appearing in the chat at the moment are all the songs that we know people would like to sing. We should have time to sing two rounds of songs, and we also welcome those who come to join us to listen this evening. I hope you'll sing a song next year. All right, so I'm going to kick off with singing Fareweel to Tarwathie. Thank you. Excuse me. Farewell to Tarwathie, adieu Marmon Hills, and the dear land of Grimond. I bid ye farewell. We're bound out for Greenland and are ready to sail, in the hopes to find riches, a-hunting the whale. Adieu to my comrades, for a while we must part, and likewise the dear lass who fair won my heart. And the cold coast of Greenland my love will not chill, and the longer my absence, the more loving she'll feel. While her ship is well rigged, and she's ready to sail, our crew, they are anxious to follow the whale, where the icebergs do float, and the stormy winds blow, and the land and the ocean are covered with snow. Now the cold coast of Greenland is barren and bare, no seed time nor harvest is ever known there, and the birds here sing sweetly on mountain and dale, but there's nae bird in Greenland to sing to the whale. There is nae habitation for a man to live there, and the king of that country is a fierce Greenland bear, and there'll be no temptation to tarry long there. With our ship bumper full, we will homeward repair. So farewell to Tarwathie, adieu Marmon Hills, and the dear land of Grimond. I bid ye farewell. We are bound out for Greenland and ready to sail, in the hopes to find riches, a-hunting the whale. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. And so I'd like now to pass over to Bonnie Milner, and she might want to say one or two things about Connecticut or other other festivals and organisations she's involved with. And then I know
Sure.
that she's going to sing for us, and she's going to sing um, Jon Campbell's humorous song "Whaling Catch and Release." So passing over to Bonnie for the next song, please. Thank you.
It's wonderful to see friends that I know from back in the States in the day. Hi, Jim. And I know Fred over there. Uh, in the Netherlands. So it's nice to see you too. And Margaret, you came over to the States for the Sea Music Festival once. And it's just a delight to see this global concern for our fellow mammals, uh, the ones that reside in the ocean. There was a group, an organization in the state of Connecticut that has made the whale is the official mammal of the state of Connecticut. And at the same time that that was going on, there was an organization called the Connecticut uh, Cetacean Society, which morphed into Cetacean Society International. And they've been at the CITES meetings, they've been around the world promoting the cause to keep these beloved beasts of our planet as healthy and as safe as we possibly can. So that's where I come from and how I've been adjacently involved with this, obviously through singing sea songs. You can't escape the whaling songs. And Lynn, that was one of the classics, the one that you sang. Beautifully done. Well, this is one I keep doing every year because it just is a little different spin. And don't mind the double glasses. My reading glasses have gone weak on me. So I put two pair together, and somebody said I shouldn't make a spectacle out of myself, but here I am. Anyway, Whaling Catch and Release. Jon Campbell was a fantastic songwriter that lived in the state of Rhode Island on the East Coast. He had just a clever turn of phrase in every song he ever wrote. They could be funny or they could be very poignant. This one has a nice bit of humor to it. It was iron men in wooden ships sailed from New Bedford town in search of the Leviathan down on the whaling ground. Till Pennsylvania oil and an electric light or two broached the whole damn industry and beached the whole damn crew. Now the shanty man is standing in the unemployment line. The whaling ships they sink in mud just a little with each tide. So it's time to round up all the sportsmen who are tired of catching trout and let them get a tingle when there she blows we shout. We're going whaling, catch and release. Harpoon 'em with a suction cup and thus subdue the beast. And we'll get our pictures taken like all good anglers do. Then release the suction and return them to the blue. Now you need some corporate sponsorship for ventures such as these. So we'll phone up the Norwegians and Skype the Japanese. And if Cousteau and Greenpeace and they try to shut us down, they can chase us straight to hell 'cause we're Antarctic bound. Down in the roaring forties with Surfer magazine, you know they're giving Nantucket sleigh rides only up on water skis. And all the world's most extreme athletes in search of personal best will come down from Everest and take up Ahab's quest. We're going whaling, catch and release. Harpoon 'em with a suction cup and thus subdue the beast. Or if you are the fairer sort, or in the sunlight burn, we suggest you buy a hand-tied Jonah fly and cast off from the stern. Whaling, catch and release.
Oh my.
Thank Bonnie. Thank you. It's good to have some humorous songs, isn't it? I
Great
never
song.
naturally gravitate to one. You know, the sad songs are best, but that was a great one from you. All right, let's hand over then to our other co-host, and that's Heather. And Heather is going to sing Ballad of Big Blue. So, from the point of view of the whales, I think. Over to you, Heather, so you can sing us out your song. Thank you.
Sort of the point of view of the whales, yeah. Um, The interesting part of this, I suppose, is the North Atlantic population went extinct in the 19th century, but the Pacific population has been backfilling on an occasional basis. So there are occasionally blue whales in the Atlantic, not very often. But this was written by Gordon Lightfoot. The oceans of the world were the home of Big Blue. It was the greatest monster that the world ever knew, and the place that he loved best was the waters to the west. Around the blue Pacific he did roam. Big Blue moved alone, for a mighty blue was he. And the battles of the whales were an awesome sight to see, and he took them one by one, and he drove them all away. In the mating of the day, he was the king. Big Blue had 50 wives, and he sired 40 sons. Though most of them fell victim to the cruel harpoon guns. But he was too much wise to be caught by the gunners' eyes. So he lived at sea 100 years. His mouth was as large as a tunnel, so they say. His hide was thick as leather, and his eyes quick and small, and his back was all scarred by the times he got away. And he knew the smell of whalers, did Big Blue. Big Blue passed away to his natural decay beside the Arctic Circle as he traveled up that way. And there never was a man who was born with a gunner's hand who ever took a pan to Big Blue. Now the gray whale has run, and the sperm is almost done. The finbacks and the Greenland rights have all passed and gone. They've been taken by the men for the money they could spend. And the killing never ends, it just goes on. The oceans of the earth were the home of Big Blue. He was the greatest monster that the world ever knew, and the place that he loved best was the waters to the west. Around the blue Pacific he did roam. Sinead.
That was just fabulous, Heather. Wonderful.
Heather, where are you from?
Oh, Chicago.
Oh, wow. Hey, we're moving our way west here, huh?
Yeah, the frozen shores of Lake Michigan. All
They
right.
got a lot of whales there, I understand.
Arr.
How's the
Mostly
whaling on
on
Lake
land.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Heather moves around, to be fair, you know. All right, that was lovely, really great. We're just going to let Gwen Bullock in as well. She'll be listening. All right. So up next we have at least everyone knows when they're up next because they've got a number, which is always good, isn't it? We've got Steve. I think he's going to sing Flanders and Swann song. I hope you'll introduce that. And then Margaret, who is definitely zooming in. She's put it up on her screen from Australia. It's probably some godforsaken hour in Australia. So it's absolutely wonderful always to have Margaret with us and representing 40 degrees south as well. And then we may be getting Pete Raspy. We will certainly get Rick, who had said he might not make it with his family being being with him, but is able to join us at least briefly. So we'll definitely have a song from Rick. So that's it. Up next, we've got Steve, Margaret, and Rick. Thank you. So Steve, over to you.
You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better. I found the button.
Great. Tell us where you're singing from.
I'm from Teignmouth in South Devon in the UK. Although I haven't seen them myself, we are getting whales now being sighted off the coast of Cornwall. So I'm hoping sometime to actually get that chance to see them. This song is by a 1950s duo called Michael Flanders and Swann, and they used to they travelled the world singing songs. They did America and Australia as well, and this is one of theirs, and it's called Moby-Dick, and it's all about a whale. The bottle-nosed whale is a furlong long, and likewise wise, but headstrong strong, and he sings this very lugubrious song as he sails through the great Antarctic Ocean blue. Oh, why do I swim through seas Antarctical, ooh, freezing cold in every particle, ooh. Some porpoises invited me to come and join their school. They brought me here, then swam away and shouted, April Fool. If ever I catch that school of porpoises, ooh, they won't get no habeas corpuses, ooh. I'm lost and alone in a frozen zone, and I'm almost frozen too. A shivering, quivering, bottle-nosed whale, the bottle-nosed whale with the flu. Oh, I used to play like a gay Leviathan, oh, squirting up jets like a soda siphon, oh, whoosh! Now every time I try to lift my hanky to my nose, a great harpoon goes whistling by, to a shout of "There she blows!" I like my oceans equatorial, ooh, where the water's warm and the breeze less boreal, ooh. It's Fahrenheit minus 29 and I don't know what to do. A rubbery, blubbery, bottle-nosed whale, the bottle-nosed whale with the flu. The bottle-nosed whale is a furlong long, and likewise wise, but headstrong strong, and he sings this very lugubrious song as he sails through the ocean blue. Though red your nose, though your toes are froze, though cold it seems to you, remember the tale of the bottle-nosed whale, who has not even got his own hot water pot. The bottle-nosed whale with the flu. Achoo! The bottle-nosed whale, otherwise known as Moby-Dick.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Very good. That was very entertaining. Thank you so much. And
So,
we were a bit anxious you were going to choke at one point, but there you go. I think it was part of the song.
just a moment. I'm sorry to bother you. Janet Lerner pointed out that during the last song, Steve's song, she couldn't see Steve. She only saw Bonnie. Uh, I think we need to pay attention to who's got the little green box around them and
Oh,
make sure that it's the singer. I don't know how to undo it, but that's what happened with Janet. So, okay.
okay. Did anyone else have a
Thank you.
problem with seeing or hearing the singer? Normally, the little green box follows whoever is singing. So, yeah, don't know how that happened. Maybe Janet, check you've got the view. That's top right hand side. The view on gallery. Maybe that will help. I don't know.
It did that.
Yeah.
I know how it works.
Hey, I don't know. I can't explain how you didn't get that. I'm glad it wasn't all of us had a problem with it. Okay. Um, there was only one person unmuted when he was singing, so strange. Okay. Thanks for letting us know. Let's hope it doesn't recur. All right, we're going on now to number five, which is we had number five just now, which is Margaret. Yes, over in Sydney. And then after Margaret, we'll have Rick. And after Rick, I'm going to pass the hosting to Bonnie. So let's have a song from Margaret. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Well, it's a morning, a drippy morning in Sydney at the moment. Lovely to see you all. And I chose to sing Eric Bogle's Song of the Whale. The saddest sound I ever heard is the song of the humpback whale. His moans, his sighs, and his eerie cries sing of sad familiar tale. For he sighs and blows as if he knows his race is almost run, and that soon with all of his kind he'll fall beneath the whaler's gun. Oh, every living thing on earth, nature holds a space, each a living strand of a fragile plan that can never be replaced. And not from need, but from wanton greed, man has torn down nature's web, and with greed possessed he will not rest till the last of the whales is dead. In my mind's eye I can see him die, as the whaler finds his mark. Hear the muffled boom of the cruel harpoon as it blasts their lives apart. I see the flood of their rich dark blood as it stains the ocean red. That bloody green will not wash clean till the last of the whales is dead. The saddest sound I ever heard is the song of the humpback whale. Eric Bogle.
Oh, what a beautiful tune. Margaret, that was great.
Fabulous, Margaret.
Yeah, really sad as well, and very apposite for today. Always great to hear you, Margaret. Thank you again. Okay, let's pass over to Rick, who we're only too delighted has actually managed to make it after all, and we know you've not got long with us. So, do tell us or pop in chat what you're going to sing or what you have sung. Okay, so great to see you, Rick. Over to you.
Yes, I'm going to follow on Margaret's quite effectively. This is a whaler's tale based upon a real incident in California about 1850 when Charles Scammon, a whaling captain, noticed the migrations of whales going south in the fall and north in the spring, and he concluded, naturally enough, that they were calving someplace south of California, and he proceeded to launch a hunt and try and find the calving grounds. And much to their surprise, they noticed whales spouting in what seemed to be the sand dunes of a desert. And what it was actually in a lagoon of water, and they took 2 days to find a passageway into the lagoon so that they could hunt the mothers who were calving. And those whales, of course, were in shallows that prevented them from diving to escape, and so they did what you and I would do. They counterattacked. And that experience caused a dramatic change of heart among some of the sailors, and this is one whaler's tale. I signed aboard a whaling ship, and I made my mark, it's true. And I'd serve out the span of time that I swore that I would do. But I'll not man those boats again, though you cast me in the sea. For I tell you, all them whales can think as well as you or me. Just yesterday the lookout's call had bent us to our work. I took my place like all the rest, I'd not be one to shirk. Now 13 men's been drowned, and no more of them we'll see. I take an oath them whales can think as well as you or me. We pulled our boats abreast the pod, and the steersman took his stand. But he had no time to make a throw when the oar flew from my hand. Just then a great fluke smashed our boat, the whale I didn't see. But I believe them whales can think as well as you or me. For then them whales destroyed our boats, they rammed us one by one. They stoved us all with head and fluke, and after they were done, we few poor souls left half alive were clinging to debris. I'd stake me life them whales can think as well as you or me. The way them whales went for us, it seemed as though 'twas planned. For each one had a target boat, they played us man for man. Just knowing now they think so clear, me heart says let them be. I swear to God them whales can think as well as you or me. Now John is blind, Jim's lost an arm, and Caleb's lost below. My leg will heal, but other men no more aloft can go. and I'll not man your boats again, though you drown me in the sea. For I tell you all them whales can think as well as you or me.
Probably the whales are more intelligent than we are. And certainly more have a stronger community feel to them. I've actually watched orcas working together in the port. It's an amazing sight. There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much. Glad you could join us. I'm going to pass over to Bonnie now to host the next third of our first half. So, Bonnie.
All right. It's wonderful to be here. As I said, this is an important day for us to focus. We should focus on this and many other things every day, but it's nice to have a day where we devote ourselves to this in particular. And we're hearing some great songs, and I know there's going to be many more to come. So our next little lineup will be Jeff Grund, Fred Winkel, and Trevor Clarke. And the only one I don't know where you're singing from is Jeff. Jeff, where are you singing from today?
Sorry, I had no mute there. I am singing from Berkeley, California,
Oh
San
boy.
Francisco Bay.
Okay, say hi to my
So,
friends Peter Kaysen and Richard Adrianowitz out there.
yeah, saw Peter last week at the Analog Shanty Sing in San Francisco. See him every month there when he's in town. This song is from Moby-Dick, chapter 119. It's Stubb, the second mate, trying to put up a brave face when there's a big storm upon them. There's only 3 verses in the book and no tune, so I had to embellish it a little bit. And I did rewrite one of the verses for this occasion, so it doesn't fit real well, but that's okay. Oh, jolly is the gale, and a joker is the whale, a flourish in his tail. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. The scud all a-flying, that's his flip, only foamin' when he stirs in the spicin'. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. Thunder splits the ships, but he only smacks his lips, a tastin' of this flip. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. His beak's always fibbin', and he rolls on a ribbon. It's a thumper of a livin', such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. The whalers humped him dead for the blubber in his head, just so folks can read in bed. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. His blowhole's a spoutin', the spray all comes out'n, the crow's nest a shoutin'. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. Divin' to the deep, where the fishes never sleep, it's the company he keeps. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh. Oh, jolly is the gale, and a joker is the whale, a flourish in his tail. Such a funny, sporty, gamey, justy, jokey, hokey, pokey lad is the ocean, oh.
That was fabulous. Oh, wonderful.
Thank you.
Very, very good. I don't think I've ever heard that sung at this gathering. Have you, Lynn? I don't recall it.
No, I think
No, it's
that was a self-penned tune,
Yeah.
borrowed tune. So I think it's created something completely new, which is always exciting. Thank you.
Yes, very catchy too. And for those of you, I know lots of you do travel. You need to check out the San Francisco shanty scene. It happens, Jeff, I believe once a month it happens hybrid, so you can attend it that way.
It's not hybrid. The one on the first Saturday of the month is strictly in person
live, right?
in San Francisco, and then the third Saturday of the month we have the virtual shanty sing,
Virtual,
which
exactly.
is also Peter Case.
Yes, and thank you for correcting me on that. And Peter has been in the forefront of keeping these maritime songs alive, and we appreciate all the wonderful work he has done. And check out, I think it's the San Francisco. Jeff, maybe you could pop it in the chat what organization it is. And then those of you who want to maybe join an online, I think they had their session yesterday, or they're going to have it next Saturday. I forget when.
Next Saturday is going to be
Next Saturday,
21st. Yeah.
So you can, get your feet wet again, so to
I'll
speak.
put a link in the chat.
Well,
Thank you
I'm
so
one of the
much.
many planning to be there.
So thank you so much for that. And now we're going to move to the Netherlands. Friend of mine over there in Apeldoorn. And Fred, it's wonderful to see you. And I know I will see you in a short 3 or 4 months here when you come to the States to come to the Connecticut Sea Music Festival.
I will.
So, Fred, what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing The Wailing Wife, lyrics and music by Harry Robertson. It's the song from the perspective of the wife of a whaler. I'm waiting here at home, and I always feel the same. Whenever my good man goes to the whaling, 7 months he'll be aboard, down among the ice and snow. And there's times my lonely heart is nearly breaking. Now it's time the kids were fed, and I put them into bed, and to them a story then I might be telling, that daddy's gone to sea to buy food for them and me. And it's many whales we hope he will be catching. If the whaling catch is fine, we will have an easy time. New clothes and food we ought to have in plenty. But if the blubber thin on the blue whale and the fin, then for us between the seasons could be scanty. So it's waiting that I am, and I'm thinking of me man, and the pleasure when I know that he's returning. But in case you should forget, he has no come home yet. And with tears my eyes at times are fairly burning. Sorry for that.
That was quite lovely. We're getting a lot of different perspectives here. I really like this. This is a really unusual songs coming to us this afternoon, this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. And that was particularly nice, Fred. And there's lots of festivals there in the Netherlands. I know there's one coming up soon, and one of our stateside people, Jerry Bryant, will be attending that festival. And if you're in the Netherlands, probably Fred can put in the chat what festival that is. My brain is not remembering which one it is, but it is one that I know he knows a lot about. So check it out, especially if you're over there. All right, I'd like to go over to Trevor Clarke, who is over in South Wales. And after Trevor, we're going to have Anne Coleman in Scotland, and then Benoit Lemire in France. Mais oui, français. So, Trevor?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'm based in South Wales. The picture behind me is not actually a whaling ship. It's a picture of the Cutty Sark that my father painted. You're talking about shanty festivals. We've had our first shanty festival in Newport last summer. We called it Pirates in the Port, and we were hoping to have another one this year. But the song I'm going to sing is not a conventional shanty or whaling song. It's a contemporary song. It's even so, it's nearly 50 years old now. It was written around the time when the sentiment was shifting against killing fellow mammals. So this is written by a band called Yes. So here we go. It's called Don't Kill the Whale. Your first I'm last, your thirst I'm asked to justify. Killing our last heaven beast, don't hunt the whale. In beauty vision do we offer much? If we reason with destiny, gonna lose our touch. Don't kill the whale. Rejoice, they sing, they worship their own space. In a moment of love, they will die for their grace. Don't kill the whale. If time will allow, we'll judge all who came in the wake of our new age to stand for the frail. Don't kill the whale. That's it, very short.
Thank you so much. So that was a baby beluga, right? Or an orca, rather than a blue whale. Did you say you had a connection to the Cutty Sark?
No, well, I grew up south of London, where the Cutty Sark is moored, and my father and I were both leisure sailors. So one of my first memories is actually going round the Cutty Sark when it was in dry dock. But my dad's was quite an accomplished painter, and this is one of my favourites of his.
Nice. And I remember visiting it. He come out of the foot tunnel. I took the foot tunnel underneath the Thames and came up the staircase, and there it was.
Yeah, that's in Greenwich. Yeah.
Yeah, in Greenwich. It's grand. I mean, it's really a nautical sight to be seen if you're in London, and of course along with the Greenwich itself.
Yeah.
But that was a highlight of one of my trips over there. Thank you very much, Trevor.
No
Now,
problem.
Anne, you've had some beautiful backgrounds there, and you said this is right near your home. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you look third boat from the left, my house is just on that headland.
Nice. Good for you. Is it always that sunny?
Not at the moment, sadly.
Oh boy. Well, I'm just going to say one thing. Benoit will be after Anne, and then Sue Hengelsberg. So, Anne, what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing Bustles and Bonnets, which is lamenting the whales, really. The humpback, the bowhead, the blue and the grey, the right whale, the sperm whale, have near had their day. But here in their twilight there must be a way to bring the kings back to the ocean. Well, it's 5,000 years they've been hunted and chased from the warm Bay of Biscay to the Antarctic waste, oft times to make shapely those ladies of taste whose perfume brought death to the ocean. 7 seas are deep and ancient winds blow restlessly. There's neither peace nor place to hide, and all for your bustles and bonnets. Well, gone are the days of the kayak and spear, the old sailing ships when a sailor knew fear. The harpoon explodes and the cannons, the gear, wreaks the death some would still call a harvest. No more are the days when we netted and hauled, the factory ships slaughter what floats, swims, or crawls. The law of the sea now is leave bugger all. Tear, reap without sowing's the fashion. The 7 seas are deep and wide, 4 ancient winds blow restlessly. There's neither peace nor place to hide, and all for your bustles and bonnets. But for every vessel that weathered the gale, tossed like a cork between harpoon and whale, it's you shall be free, and you'll flourish your tail once more to be king o' the ocean. The 7 seas are deep and wide, 4 ancient winds blow restlessly. There's neither peace nor place to hide, and all for your bustles and bonnets. Bustles and bonnets.
That's an
Gorgeous, Swann.
that is an exquisite song. Who wrote that?
I'm not sure, but I heard it sung a long time ago by the Tannahill Weavers.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. The industry that grew up, of course, whaling in my neck of the woods here in New England, New Bedford was a huge whaling port, and a very important one on the east coast of the United States. And at one time, there were more millionaires per population in the United States was in New Bedford. New London had a strong whaling presence as well. In fact, in Connecticut, it's called the Whaling City. And then the ancillary businesses that popped up. There's a fellow that wrote a fabulous song, but his name is David Littlefield, and he wrote a song about all the manufacturing that was done in a factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and talked about the manufacturing the horn that fits the shoe and the stays in ladies' corsets and so on and so forth. Really ties in with the song you just sang. So if you have a chance, look up David, and my singing partner sings that one, so I don't sing it. I wish I did. It's very jaunty and very, very clever.
Can you put the detail in the chat so we can search it?
Yes, I'll try to jog my brain to do that, Jim. When I'm not hosting, when I have my break from hosting, I'll stick it what I can find in there. Because it's one that I would hope somebody would sing here maybe next year. That'll be a goal. So That was beautiful, Anne, and thank you for pointing out your where you live. It's just looks lovely. So, Benoit, l'émigré, comment allez-vous?
Très bien. Et toi?
Oui.
See you next year in Paimpol Shanty Festival. I hope you'll have opportunity
Someday.
to come there. Okay. Well, today I sing a shanty song, one of the few songs now available about the whaling trade in French language. I suppose there were, but many were lost, I suppose. Pour la grande pêche baleinière et pour la chasse au cachalot, on signait le rôle au commissaire, 25 lascars, femmes matelots, sont descendus tous en troupeau aux maisons closes de l'avenue Rouleau. Au bout de 8 jours, n'ayant plus de sous, il nous fallut déguerpir. 8 jours durant, nous étions fous et grands seigneurs en notre empire. L'amour des filles n'a qu'un temps, il s'évanouit avec l'argent. Beaucoup même n'ont pas vu le jour pendant ces heures de débauche, et d'autres vont prendre leur tour quand ils auront un sou en poche. Sans le rack et le tafia, peut-être qu'on ne partirait pas. Pour payer les dettes des hôtesses, ont délégué leur part de gain. Peut-être on trouvera des richesses, de la sétine, de l'ambre fin. Combien de nous vont grelotter, n'ayant plus rien pour se nipper. Trop tard nous partons vent arrière, sans regret le monde errant. Pour des campagnes meurtrières, où plus d'un ira par le fond. En entendant Viroguindo, hardi méga virons tout haut. Ceux qui reviendront poche pleine, à nouveau seront adulés. À nos genoux seront les reines de la butte des becs salés. X le grand phoque, tout est paré, mais le à bloc, tout est payé. On a croisé bien des semaines autour des bornes du Brésil, sans jamais mener pour les baleines ou pour les bêtes amorphiles. Amur et bord bien étarques, c'est la bonne allure de la barque. Nous, dans les pirogues amenées, ont embarqué en un instant. Le long du bord, les deux bordés, le second et le lieutenant, pour approcher nage en douceur, sans regarder le harponneur. Le fer planté dans la baleine, le fileur filait la ligne, la pirogue suivait à la traîne, mais la garce était trop maligne. La lance en main, le timonier, étant tout préparé pour trancher. Quand la baleine est remontée, on pouvait suivre sa marche lente. Au bout de souffle et fatigué, à travers les eaux transparentes, de là que de la diablesse écarte toujours en vitesse. Mais la garce dans sa colère a fouetté l'eau ensanglantée, en écrasant la baleinière, et toute l'équipe y est restée. Ceux-là n'iront plus à Rio. Pour toujours, sont pour toujours au fond de l'eau. C'est une baleine de foutu, jamais plus nous la piquerons. Nos gars aussi ont disparu, jamais nous les reverrons. Aujourd'hui jeunes et vaillants, demain c'est ce qui vous attend. L'elbout, that's the end. I hope that most of you could understand the words. If not, and if anyone is interested by the words, let me know. Send me in DM a message and I'll send you the words by email. It's quite possible. Anyway, this song should be understood. The very heartbreaking song.
I got part of it. I did get part of it. You sang it nice and slowly so that I could hear the words, and I got the
anyway,
the overall drift of it. So that was really nice. And
okay.
You know, the one that
available.
Yeah, the one that I know best that my group sings is Pique la Baleine, you know, the Breton song. And I had hoped maybe Brigitte would show up today. I haven't seen her yet on this Zoom, but maybe she'll pop in later. But that was very lovely.
Pique la baleine, allons-nous coucher. Pique la baleine. Voilà. Okay.
I'm sure half the people on here know it, or more than half the people on here know it as well.
Brigitte is traveling in Wales and the weather may not be good, so she's hoping to join us at some stage this evening. We've given her
wonderful.
We've given her a number. We'll just have to hope we see her.
Great.
We send her our good wishes for her travels. Okay, back to you, Bonnie.
Sure, and this will be my last announcement of a singer, and that's Sue Hengelsberg. And you're from New York. Whereabouts in New York State? I live on the East Coast. Where are you in New York?
It's Perry, New York. It's about 50 miles from Lake Ontario and Lake Erie.
Oh, wow. You're up there. Okay. Are you going to give us another Great Lakes whaling song?
Or maybe not exactly. I live near this tiny lake called Silver Lake. It's about 3 miles long and a half a mile wide. And this actually happened, and I wrote a song about it about 50 years ago.
I'm anxious to hear this. Go ahead.
And it has whaling in it.
Good. And I'll hand this over to Heather afterwards. Just a little housekeeping there. So I'm anxious to hear this. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay. You'll recognize the tune. In 1855, July the 13th night, a small fishing boat with 4 men and 2 sons on Silver Lake set out, brave boys, on Silver Lake set out. They'd not been long when Joe McKnight said, "Boys, there's a giant log near shore." But the log began to move, heading straight toward the boat. Each man bore down on an oar, brave boys. Each man bore down on an oar. As the thing neared their vessel, they could see it plain, a reptile about 80 feet all told. "It's a serpent, it's a monster, it's a devil," they all cried. "With eyes as red as coals, brave boys, with eyes as red as coals." The serpent lashed its tail and shot water from its mouth 4 feet into the skies. "Let's row, boys, row, let's get out of here," they cried, "before we all capsize, brave boys, before we all capsize." Their stories spread like wildfire all round the countryside. More people saw that serpent every night. "It's a demon from the deep," an old Indian warned. "My fathers knew and would not fish that sight, brave boys. My fathers knew and would not fish that sight." Their stories spread like wildfire all around the world. Tourists packed hotels and people's homes. From a watchtower they spied, and to shoot the beast they tried. But it always escaped into the foam, brave boys. It always escaped into the foam. A whaling party couldn't capture the beast, nor could an iron hook and line. Then as quickly as it came, the monster disappeared. Never more on Silver Lake was seen, brave boys. Never more on Silver Lake was seen. But 2 years later at the Walker House Hotel, a fire raged inside. When the firemen reached the attic, they had quite a surprise. There lay that canvas serpent's hide, brave boys. There lay that canvas serpent's hide. The truth was then revealed by Mr. Walker himself. He'd built the monster serpent with his friends to pick up the business at the Walker House Hotel. And it's been a darn good story ever since, brave boys. It's been a darn good story ever since. Yes.
Well, it sure has been a darn good story.
Yes.
I loved it.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank
So I'm
you,
gonna
Sue.
now we're gonna leave our way through those Great Lakes and move on over to Lake Michigan, Heather. So we've had quite a voyage today.
Oh, it gets deep, does Lake Michigan. But it would
We
have
should
to
have
be one of those
charted our-
canvas.
We should have charted our journey on a map to see where we all are and see how it would make sense. But yeah.
For just one time. No, never mind. All right. Fred Stallnitz, you are up, sir. From Silver Spring, if there's a whale in that spring.
Not quite, but I've got a song that also tells a story. I don't know that the story can match Sue's, but at least we're back to salt water and a whale. Okay, this is a traditional folk song from Newfoundland and Labrador. It was 25 or 30 years since Jack first saw the light. He came into this world of woe one dark and stormy night. He was born aboard his father's ship as she was lying to about 25 or 30 miles southeast of Baccalieu. Jack was every inch a sailor, 25 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea. When Jack grew up to be a man, he went to the Labrador. He fished in Indian Harbor where his father fished before. On his returning in the fog, he met a heavy gale, and Jack was swept into the sea and swallowed by a whale. Oh, Jack was every inch a sailor, 25 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea. The whale went straight for Baffin Bay, about 90 knots an hour, and every time he'd blow a spray, he'd send it in a shower. Oh, now, says Jack unto himself, I must see what he's about. He caught the whale all by the tail and turned him inside out. Oh, Jack was every inch a sailor, 25 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It sounds like quite a feat, or an arm, in any case. Don, from Australia.
Okay, this one, this one's for Bonnie. I guess it's a from New Bedford song. It's not so much from the point of view of the whales, except that the ship that this one was recorded from was actually sunk by a whale, and along with the Essex and the Anne Alexander, we've got the Kathleen, which under Captain Marvel sailed out of New Bedford. Now, the song is actually 72 verses long, so I'm just selecting just a few verses from it to get the feeling of some of the song. Come all you bold whalemen that plough the rough main, off the coast of New Holland or off that of Spain, give an ear to my ditty, I'll tell you what I've seen while cruising the ocean in the bold bark Kathleen. Dear friends, you've all heard of that city, no doubt, where sharks in men's clothing go prowling about. They fit out bold seamen and send them away with a box of sea clothing on a 200th lay. For the owners at home I've a few words to say. We'll do all the work and you'll get all the pay. You may say to yourself 'tis a curious note, but don't growl, for someday you may chance steer a boat. When you're fast to a whale running risk of your life, he's shingling his houses and dressing his wife. He's sending his daughter off to the high school. When you're up to your middle in Greece, you great fool. Now sad is the story I'm going to relate, the loss of our shipmate, oh sad was his fate. He was called from our number, he the summons obeyed, and his body deep down in the ocean is laid. No pale slab points out where he sunk to the deep, no loved one stands round o'er his grave for to weep, but the stormy winds whistle their dirge o'er his head, as he lies far from home in his deep ocean bed. And there's a few more verses, but that'll do for the time being.
Thank you. Could you just put the name of that and author in the chat, please, Don? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Don. And Don and Margaret are bandmates, I believe, yes? In 40 South? Yes. So you can imagine the kind of harmonies they put out there for the people. Oh, we must go there. All right. Tamsin, good to see you in another context.
Thank you.
All right,
hello.
girl.
Hello. Thanks. I was going to sing, it's not a traditional song, but it's a song by Catherine Robertson, Sean Lakeman, about called 52 Hertz, and it's about a whale that was singing at a different frequency to most other whales, and for a while it was thought to be that they were the only one of their kind or the only one singing at that frequency, but scientists have more recently said that they think that there are others as well. I've been roaming the ocean, singing my song. It seems I've been singing it in the wrong key. My voice is too high, the verses too short. None of my kind seem to know about me. I might be a fin whale, or maybe a blue. Perhaps I'm invisible under the sea. I swim from Alaska down to the bay, but none of my kind seem to know about me. 52 hertz, 52 hertz, and it hurts me for 52 weeks of the year. 52 hertz, 52 hertz, I'm singing a love song that no one can hear. For 20 long years I've haunted these waters, following up wellings, wandering free, singing for hours to find my companions. None of my kind seem to know about me. I cross the Pacific, calling and calling, and if there are answers, perhaps I don't hear them, but I'll keep searching till I reach the conclusion I might be the last. I'm lost and I'm lonely, all of my family gone from the sea. Pulled up the slipway before I could find them. None of my kind seem to know about me. 52 hurts, 52 hurts, and it hurts me for 52 weeks of the year. 52 hurts, 52 hurts. I'm singing a love song that no one can hear. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamsin. That was a really, and it's a science geeky song too because of the 52 hertz. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
like it. Good mystery that was. Storm. There's a storm at sea. Or we hope there's a storm at sea.
Hi there.
All right.
Coming to you from Greenfield, Massachusetts. The song I'm going to do is called Blow High, Blow Low. It's probably about the gentlest song related to whaling you'll find. It's actually from Carousel. Blow high, blow low. Blow high, blow low. A whaling we will go. We'll go a whaling, a sailing away, away we'll go. Blow me high and low, for many and many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day. The people who live on land are hard to understand. When you're looking for fun, they clap you into jail, so I'm shipping off to sea, where life is gay and free, and a fellow can flip a hook in the hip of a whale. Blow high, blow low, a whaling we will go. We'll go a whaling, a sailing away, away we'll go. Blow me high and low, for many and many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day. It's wonderful just to feel your hands upon the wheel and listen to the wind whistling in the sail, or to climb aloft and be the very first to see a chrysanthemum spout come out of the snout of a whale. Blow high, blow low, a whaling we will go. We'll go a whaling, a sailing away, away we'll go. Blow me high and low, for many and many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day. A rocking upon the sea, your boat will seem to be like a dear little baby in her bassinet, for she hasn't learned to walk, and she hasn't learned to talk, and her little behind is kind of inclined to be wet. Blow high, blow low, we'll go a whaling, a sailing away, away we'll go, for many and many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day. I got one of the other songs in my head, so not sure that's quite the tune, but you got the general idea.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Storm. If you'd put your info in the chat, that would be awesome. Jim Lucas, have you chosen one, man? You had a whole lot of them listed there.
Oh yeah, but that was a list I sent to Lynn of things I could do after my first choice, which she had already approved, and this is that first choice, and I've just put it in the chat. This is yeah, it's an interesting tale. Yes, I am the bloke what shoveled the coke on the whaler Lally-Maloo, and the gallant soul what scuttled the coal is the same that's talking to you. We stood in the bight that starry night, attacking in the gale, when the captain shouts, she spins, she spouts, yo-ho, and avast the whale. Of course, you know that the yell, yo-ho, should mean slack stidder and cast, and you understand the simple command when the captain hollers avast. So we on with our coats, and we manned the boats for the point where the whale she blew, and we carried aboard a bundle of cord, a pearl-handled knife, and a screw. Oh, Captain Nye, I says I, now what are we going to do in such a gale to murder a whale with a pearl-handled knife and a screw? But the captain's gaze was over the haze, and never a word spoke he, and never a speech, and never a screech, and never a word to me, till he said, as he pointed ahead, right straight at the monster's fin, his actions denote that his heart's in his throat, so jab him under the chin. So he held the screw, I'm telling you true, and he handed the knife to me, and gripping the sheath in the wisdom teeth, I plumped straight into the sea. Yes, out I clum, and over I swum, right under the monster's fin, where I opens me knife, and regardless of life, I jabs him under the chin. When the whale piped high a leviathan cry, and he goggled in huge despair, then he splattered our sail and stood on his tail and turned 9 flips in the air. My eye, says Captain Nye, I didn't expect that there, that a full-sized whale would stand on his tail and turn 9 flips in the air. And he says he, it appears to me that the animal must be vexed. We'd better be going. There is no knowing what he will be doing next. So we switched our tack and we hurried back to the jolly old Lally-Maloo, me holding the cord which we had aboard and the captain holding the screw. And he says to me, if a way there be to murder a whale in a storm, it's to bandage his eyes and smother his cries with a bottle of chloroform.
Was that the end, Jim? All right.
Yes.
What an ending. Okay.
Okay, I would like to point out that when we were living aboard the sailboat and we would trail a line behind us to catch fish, occasionally we would catch a barracuda, and you don't really want to bring them aboard and have them flopping around trying to bite you. So you would take a bottle of vodka and pour it into the fish's mouth like you're trying to get him drunk. And the vodka over the gills would actually subdue the fish completely and kill him eventually, but he'd die happy. All right, Ray, it is your turn. There are 2 of you, but I'm hoping one of you will sing. But you do need to unmute.
I'm sure I can manage that, Heather. You know.
Thank you.
And someone mentioned the session. I thought, well, I know a whale song, and I even know a whale song that's not 100 years old. So, like, quite a few of them seem to be. So, it's maybe the only one that I actually have played, although it's been a little while.
see her now off the starboard bow in a rainbow cloud. She glides 30 seconds, then she'll be gone again, far beneath the rain and tides. 6,000 miles between the winter and the spring, following the centuries on calendars within. The unseen highway on the great Pacific Rim, forever homeward bound. As they pass the lands of the coastal bands, with spears in hands they came, but their balanced ways were of numbered days. Nothing ever stays the same. 6,000 miles between the winter and the spring, following the centuries of calendars within. The unseen highway on the great Pacific Rim, forever homeward bound. For all too soon they're approaching doom by the bright harpoon fulfilled. No whaler's wish for the devil's fish, but even this they killed. 6,000 miles between the winter and the spring, following the centuries on calendars within. The unseen highway on the great Pacific Rim, forever homeward bound. They were almost gone when the fleet moved on from oblivion, reprieved. But a greater threat is before them yet, if we can't protect the seas. 6,000 miles between the winter and the spring, following the centuries on calendars within. The unseen highway on the great Pacific Rim, forever homeward bound. Forever homeward bound. Well, we're done.
Woo! Thank you, Ray. Beautiful. And thank you for putting that into the chat also, Lynn. Yeah, I'm now turning over the helm of this ship to Lynn. who needs to unmute?
Yes, I have that thing. I kind of end up double pressing it, and it sticks to you, and you unmute microscopically and remute yourself again. Love your background, Jim. Yeah. So I've just been posting in the chat the songs I think we sung in the first round. So if there are any errors, please do put them right. And I know people are posting their plans for second songs as well. So thank you to everyone who's sung in the first round and has to leave us. I think a number of people also had a number of other songs they could sing. So I'm going to kick off with another sad one, but it's another song. I think that I love it because it is about the sorrow of being away from home, the hard life of the whaleman, and the grudging respect for the whales, and the desire to get home. So this is one of A.L. Lloyd's, the weary wading gowns or the wings of a goney. If I had the wings of a gull, me boys, I would spread them and fly home. I'd leave old Iceland's icy grounds, for of right whales there are none. And the weather's rough and the winds do blow, and there's little comfort here. I'd sooner be snug in a Deptford pub, drinking of strong beer. Oh, a man must be mad, or one money bad, for to venture catching the whales. For we may be drowned when the fish turns around, or our head be smashed by his tail. Though the work seems grand to the young green hand, and his heart is high when he goes, in a very short burst he does soon hear a curse, as the cry of "There she blows." On hands on deck now, for God's sake, move briskly if you can. And he stumbles on deck so dizzy and sick, for his life he don't give a damn. And high overhead the great fluke spread, and the mate gives the whale the iron, and soon the blood in a purple flood from the spout hole comes a-flying. While these trials we bear for nigh 4 year, till the flying ship points for home, we're supposed for our toil to get a bonus of the oil and an equal share of the bone. But we go to the agent to settle for the trip, and we find we've cause to repent, for we've slaved away 4 years of our life and earned about £4.10. So if I had the wings of a gull, me boys, I would spread them and fly home.
Bravo Linn, superbe.
Well, thank you. No, I've just realised I've introduced myself. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to check over with Bonnie now. If you have a second song, Bonnie, if you'd like to sing. I mean, I'm sure you have several thousand. Never mind a second one. I think maybe Bonnie's having a wee break. Right.
Yeah, I think Bonnie mentioned that she had a song. She was going to sing the original Greenland whale fisheries.
Oh, she was going to
Where the Whale Wins.
Oh,
right, Bonnie?
No, that's not me.
Is that the wrong person?
Yeah, Sue said
it's Sue.
Yeah. Bonnie, would you like to sing a different song?
No, I would like to keep going. Unfortunately, someone has called me and I'm listening, but I can't join in, and I'll be back listening again. So I apologize for that.
If you have another song you want to sing later, just say. Otherwise,
I'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. All right.
And I'll pass on to Heather now.
Okay, I blame this on Stan Rogers' son Garnet because he did it with a friend, and a wonderful friend. And so, my soul has been torn from me, and I am bleeding. My heart, it has been rent, and I am crying. As the beauty around me pales, and I am screaming, I am the last of the great whales, and I am dying. Last morn I heard the cry of my last companion, the blast of the harpoon gun, and then I swam alone. I reflected on days gone by when we were thousands, for I know I soon must die, the last Leviathan. My soul has been torn from me, and I am bleeding. My heart, it has been rent, and I am crying. As the beauty around me pales, and I am screaming, I am the last of the great whales, and I am dying. This morning the sun did rise, crimson in the north sky. The ice was the color of blood, and the wind did sigh. I rose to take a breath, it was my last one. From the gun came the roar of death, and now I am gone. My soul has been torn from me, and I am bleeding. My heart, it has been rent, and I am crying. As the beauty around me pales, and I am screaming, I am the last of the great whales, and I am dying. E'er since time began, we have been hunted. Through the oceans that were our home, we have been hunted. From Eskimos in canoes to mighty whalers, still you ignored our plea, and none came to save us. My soul has been torn from me, and I am bleeding. My heart, it has been rent, and I am crying. As the beauty around me pales, and I am screaming, I am the last of the great whales, and I am dying. Now that we are no more, there's no more hunting. The big feller, he is now gone, there's no use lamenting. What race is next in line fall for the slaughter? The elephant or the seal, or your sons and daughters? My soul has been torn from me, and I am bleeding. My heart, it has been rent, and I am crying. As the beauty around me pales, and I am screaming, I am the last of the great whales, and I am dying. That's by Andy Barnes, 1980.
Yes.
Well sung. Well
Very
sung.
emotional singing, Heather. Well done. Thank you. It is one of the great ones from of the more recent songs from On Behalf of the Whale. Sorry, Bonnie.
My parrot is screeching in the background. He loved it.
Ah,
He voted his approval with a whistle back here.
was he singing in tune? This is what we want to know, Bonnie.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes he will lilt a tune, in fact.
We would have to interview your parrot. Would we put him on as number 20, do you think?
We need to hear those background vocals.
I'll bring him into the screen in a bit.
We'll give him the parrot a whole turn of his own. I mean, let's not be stingy here. Right, Maha. So let's pass on. I'm just going to mute Bonnie so we don't get the parrot just yet. Okay, so I think Steve Collings, you are maybe up for Icy Acres, is that right?
That's right, yes.
And who are you singing with?
This is my daughter Catherine. We sing together as CASC, which stands for Collings A Cappella Shanty Crew. I thought I'd actually just note the picture behind us, the backdrop, is actually the wreck of Salcombe Grace on the Ness Headland just off Teignmouth. And the figurehead for that was sold and ended up in, we believe, the San Francisco Maritime Museum. So I'm hoping to try and check and see whether it's still there. Right, Icy Acres, we will give you. Fare ye well, ye icy acres, fare ye well, ye whaling grounds, fare ye well, ye banks of Greenland, weary whalers homeward bound, homeward breezes round us blossom, where the oak and the apple grows. God forgot the green in Greenland, he made the flowers of ice and snow. Fare ye well, ye icy acres, fare ye well, ye whaling grounds, fare ye well, ye banks of Greenland, weary whalers homeward bound, home where grasses lace the willow, where the rivers running free, and the waters sweetly flowing turns towards the open sea. Fare ye well, ye icy acres, fare ye well, ye whaling grounds, fare ye well, ye banks of Greenland, weary whalers homeward bound. 6 long months we've been a-hunting through a hell of frozen flame. Now our hearts like sails are billowing as we turn for home again. Fare ye well, ye icy acres, fare ye well, ye whaling grounds, fare ye well, ye banks
hear the two of you singing together. I think you're the only people who
Her voice is almost gone.
I've hardly any voice left.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, we're going to pass over to Margaret now, who has 3 songs she could sing. She had Witches and Wailers, Is the Big Fella Gone, and Phase Round. So, Margaret, which one are you going to choose?
Well, there were a couple on that list of written by John Warner. It's his birthday today. He lives in a little town called Murrumbateman near Canberra in New South Wales. So happy birthday, John Warner. And this is my absolute favourite song of his. But next World Wild Day, I'll do the Days Round, which is a very interesting song he wrote. He wrote a whole series of songs about Old Tom, a killer whale from Eden in New South Wales. Wonderful legend. Well, real story. The Witches and the Whales is based on a legend from Scotland. The whalers came when the mist was thin and drifted up the bay. Upon the tide she ghosted in where the whales all feeding lay, where the whales all feeding lay. They'll trap the whales on the falling tide upon the shingle beach, then slay each one for the bone and oil when the sea is out of reach, when the sea is out of reach. So softly then they drove the whales up from the heaving sea, but down there came a small, small craft, and aboard were women 3. One was a fair and shapely maid, the older nursed a child, oh, the eldest grinned a gap-toothed grin, and they all sang drunken wild, oh. Swift did it go, but none did row, her gaps and banks grew wild, and from that tub such a music came, a-drifting up the tide, a-drifting up the tide. For those on board sang drunken songs that echoed round the bay, and no man nigh dared raise a cry, for fear he start the prey, for fear he start the prey. The angry whalers waved their hands to bade the 3 be still, but aye they loudly clashed their cups, and aye they sang more shrill. One was a fair and shapely maid, the older nursed a child, oh, the eldest grinned a gap-toothed grin, and they all sang drunken wild, oh. The youngest seized on an iron pot and beat it without rest. The older chanted ribaldry while the child lay at her breast, while the child lay at her breast. The oldest blew on a great bagpipe, a reel to rouse the dead, and at that sound the boat turned round, and towards the whales it sped, and towards the whales it sped. The frightened whales turned up their tails and dived beneath the swell, and from the 3 in the leaky tub came a loud triumphant yell. One was a fair and shapely maid, the older nursed a child, oh, the eldest grinned a gap-toothed grin, and they all sang drunken wild, oh. And in that moment a burst of spray hid all the 3 from sight, but ah, what mocking laughter rose to fade in the gathering night, to fade in the gathering night. The wailing men cried out in rage and brandished stave and fist, but the night was still, for the boat and all had vanished like the mist, had vanished like the mist. And down that steep and rocky coast, they say, who hear such tales, the 3-fold goddess rides that boat, and thus she guards the whales. One was a fair and shapely maid, the older nursed a child, oh, The elders grinned a gap-toothed grin, and they all sang Drunken Wild O. The Witches of the Wales by John Warner.
Wow, fabulous. He doesn't write a bad song, does he?
It's pretty bloody good.
Oh, great. All right. Well, I'm going to take over for a little bit. I'm going to have to leave you at the top of the hour, but I'll announce a few more singers here. And that's going to be back to Rick Pollay, followed by, I believe Jeff has left, Jeff Grund. So we'll go to Fred after Rick. All right. So, Rick, back to Vancouver and then back to the Netherlands on our wild voyage here.
A bit of intercontinental whiplash there. But so here's a song from the Wales perspective. Now, I know my voice isn't as sweet as a true Wales song, but you'll have to imagine me singing what the whale might be thinking. 'Tis a damn fine life, free of trouble and strife, we great whales undergo, and we don't give a damn when a gale is rough, how hard those winds may blow, for we're homeward bound to a damn fine sound, all blowing loud and free. Comes the fall, we heed that call, rolling down to old Maui. We're rolling down to old Maui, me whales rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic grounds, rolling down to old Maui. We lift our tails to the northerly gales and the ice and wind and rain. Them coral fronds and them tropical ponds we soon shall see again. Oh, 6 swellish months have passed away in that rich Alaskan sea. But now we're bound from those feeding grounds, rolling back to old Maui, rolling down to old Maui, me whales, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic grounds, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we swim with a favoring wind, headed for our island home. Our bellies sprung, our feeding's done, and we've got 6 months to roam. Oh, my sweetheart looms, and I'm carried away by his soulful singing sound. A living whale will come from us, thank Pod, we're homeward bound, rolling down to old Maui, me whales, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic grounds, rolling down to old Maui. How soft the breeze in them tropical seas, now that the ice is far astern, and the sperms and says in them tropical waves is awaiting our return. Even now their big black eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see our flashing tails driving 'neath the gales, rolling down to old Maui. We're rolling down to old Maui, me whales, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go to, as you say, on our whiplash here, Rick, our time warp. We'll go to Fred Winkel, then Ann Coleman, and I'll take you out because I have to leave after that and just say what a great afternoon this has been. I'm going to be distracted. I'll try to keep hearing you, but I won't be visible or heard after this, after I sing after Anne. And so, all right, Fred, what you got for us?
I'm going to sing The Antarctic Fleet, also a song of Harry Robertson. I went down south a whaling to the land of ice and snow, and 20 pounds a month was all I had to show for being on a little ship like a sardine in a can and eating salty pork and beef they stewed up in a pan. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose and I'm frozen in the feet. South Georgia is an island, it is a whaling base, and only men in search of whales would go to such a place. No entertainment does exist unless you make home brew. Then we would have some singing and we'd have some fighting too. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose and I'm frozen in the feet. Alcona came from Norway, like many of the crew, and others spoke with Scottish tongues, as whalers often do. But when the ship was closing in to make the bloody kill, the Scotsmen and the Norwegians worked together with a will. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose and I'm frozen in the feet. We sailed down to the Weddell Sea, where the big blues can be found. We chased between the icebergs and we chased them round and round. And when they couldn't run no more and fought to draw their breath, our gunner shot harpoons in them till they floated still in death. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose and I'm frozen in the feet. For months we sailed the ocean and wearied with the toil of slaughter and of killing just to get the smelly oil. And when the savage storms blew and snow kept falling down, I often wished that I was back in dear old Glasgow town. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose and I'm frozen in the feet. It's 20 years since I've been there, and I won't go there again. I didn't like the climate, but I liked the whaling man. And even in the sunshine now, when I walk along the street, I got a drip upon me nose, and I've still got frozen feet. Hey ho, whale ho, with the Antarctic fleet, I got a drip upon me nose, and I'm frozen in the feet. Thank you.
Whoa, And how appropriate to sing about Glasgow Tune and have somebody from Scotland sing after that one. Ha ha! Lovely song, Fred, and well sung. Oh boy, we're having a great afternoon I've heard such great stuff. I'm anxious to I'll be hearing it after I sign off after Ann. I'll sing a song for you, but that was great, and I hope to see some of you at some of the events that come up. Fred knows a lot about the Netherlands shanty festivals. Lynn knows a lot, probably, and probably you, Steve Collings. You probably know a lot about the UK singing and shanty festivals. I'm hoping the Johnson girls will get out to Harwich in the fall. That's the hope, and get down to our favorite Cornwall again and visit our friends Rum and Shrub down there.
Oh, yes,
But
please do. We see us
yeah.
again.
So we'll see what happens. And I'm trying to think what's coming up in your neck of the woods. Who's got a festival out there, a maritime festival that's going to come up, say, within the next month or two? Chime in here.
Wasn't Portsmouth coming up sometime soon?
There's one at the end of
Portsmouth in September.
There's one in March, local to us, which is the Cockwood Shanty Festival. There's about 40 shanty crews coming to that one.
Fabulous. All right.
Yeah,
And Lynn, of course, I'll see you at a different kind of singing session, maybe in March. So, anyway,
Ways to grow.
yeah. Anne, you're up.
Okay, this is a Gaelic song about whaling, about a reluctant whaler. And I'll put the English words in the chat for you. We've had a beluga whale come up the Clyde, but mostly what we see are orca.
Don, please mute.
I think they bring... Sorry, Jim, can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but I can see that Don is not muted. And I was hearing an echo.
Yeah, he is now. I think if anyone is unmuted, it creates the echo, but we're sorted on with Don now. Thank you. Thanks for your vigilance, Jim.
Yeah, I was saying that mostly the only whales we see up here are orca. So this is called Struach nach de Gurich mi Chirimer Cheer. It's a pity I didn't stay on dry land. Struach nach de Gurich mi Chirimer Cheer, Nier in a hakken nach malich me. Struach nach de Gurich mi Chirimer Cheer, Rimvaden gaat chill mi shech jolig. Roid na moch mara gaien sa gewoon, of jaren a riocha gaien lich roi. Bjade vi kerstje achterachlei, na vi chilak na Crown in South Georgia. Gile von Snjaks to gunna skagonoch, Dötenga skalkeg lefras vogach stoch, Target dampalja slidoich ar fot, Se shiloska tolon at fochka. Struach na dogurich mi cheramer cheer, Niedi nach hakam nach malich mi. Struach na dogurich mi cheramer cheer, Rimvaden chachil mi shech jolich. Nur jef shen forlach nur ruge shen trai, Falla vi annonshach sa kolarikach, Chosk mi che aragete kuncherava, Ach jaunachach tritai nosta. Struach na dogurich mi cheramer cheer, Niedi nach hakam nach malich mi. Struach na dogurich mi cheramer cheer, Rimvaden chachil mi shech jolich.
Wow.
Well done, Anne.
I think that was very fitting after the one about the friend saying about the drop on his nose and the frozen feet that I don't ever want to go off the
Yeah.
land again, right?
But there's one difference, and that is that he claims to have made so much, spent so much money, therefore made so much money in the bars. He could have bought 3 pubs with the money.
There you go. He'd have plenty of customers too. Well, I'm going to sing last song here because I don't, nobody's sung Old Maui, right? And I will leave my audio on, but I will, so I can hear all of you. Thank you so much for really bringing a great spirit to this day. We have, by the way, on a positive note, I believe there has been an increase in one of the species of whale that is in the Atlantic. It's, I think it's an increase in humpback numbers that happened this past year with more calves being born. So we're trying to keep that hope going, and let's hope that they hear us and people hear us that can help make these changes in the world to keep our leviathans healthy and going. I'll take us out with Old Maui. That looks like a sailor's valentine that Rick has put up on his little screen there. Ooh, isn't that nice? Happy
It,
Valentine's Day.
yeah, it
Anyway,
is.
And after Bonnie has sung, we know she has to go. We do have a few more singers who want to sing, and perhaps Heather would kindly host that part.
great. And do carry on. I'll be hearing you. And it's been a grand afternoon, evening. And Lynn, thank you very much for putting this together. And Heather, I've enjoyed meeting you and hearing you sing. So I hope this happens again in another setting. Here we go. I know you'll all sing at home. It's a rough, tough life of toil and strife we whalermen undergo. And we don't give a damn when the gale is done, how hard the winds do blow. We are homeward bound, it's a damn fine sound on a good ship, taut and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. And now we sail with a northerly gale through the ice and sleet and rain. And them coconut fronds in them tropical lands we soon shall see again. 6 hellish months have passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea. But now we're bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. We'll heave the lead where old Diamond Head looms up on Oahu. Our masts and yards are sheathed in ice, our decks are hid from view. Ah, the horrid ice of the sea-cut tiles that deck the Arctic Sea are miles behind in the frozen wind since we steered for old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to old Maui. And now we sail with a favorable gale towards our island home. Our mainyard sprung, all whaling done, and we ain't got far to roam. Our stunsail boom is carried away, What care we for that sound? A living gale is after us. Thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. How soft the breeze on the tropic seas, now the ice is far astern, and the native maids in them island glades are awaiting our return. Their big black eyes even now look out, hoping one fine day to see our baggy sails running for the gales, rolling down to old Maui, rolling down to old Maui. Me boys are rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui. And now we're anchored in the bay with Kanakas all around. With chants and soft aloha-hays, they greet us homeward bound. And now ashore we'll have great fun. I will paint them beaches a red, waking in the arms of an islander maid with a big fat aching head. Rolling down to old Maui, me boys, rolling down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around, rolling down to old Maui.
Yes.
Thank you, Don Sinetti and Stan Ugal. I put the hitch in there just for Stan.
So, Bonnie, I sent you some hopeful information in the chat. Our humpback whale population is surging on the West Coast. There's now 400, and it's not even clear, of course, that all are counted in that. But there's, some populations of other varieties are not doing as well, of course. I put some information in the chat for you.
Perfect. That's great. It's good to hear that news. If anybody has some really wonderful news on this front to impart, please, by all means. It's so important. Thank you all. I'm going to be listening. I'm handing it over to Heather. And it's been a grand afternoon. Carry on. I'll be hearing you. And keep the spirit going.
Thank you, Bonnie. And was that a pun when you said making a spectacle of yourself with the 2 pairs of glasses? That was so
yes,
cute.
Yes, it was. I got it from somebody else when they saw me with the 2 pair. Oh, you're making a spectacle of yourself. Gotta have some fun.
Yay. All
Carry
right.
on, Heather.
Oh, certainly. Certainement, Benoit. C'est vous.
Voilà, j'y suis. Well, I sing a well-known for you all song, Diamond. The Diamond is a ship, my lad, to the David Straits is bound, and the kit is all garnished with bonny lasses drowned. Captain Thompson gives the order to sail the ocean wide, where the sun it never sets, me lads, nor darkness dim the sky. And it's cheer up, me lad, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship the Diamond goes a-fishing for the whale. Along the quays at Peter, where the lassies turned around, their souls are put about them, the salt is running down. Oh, don't you weep, me bonny lass, though you'll be left behind, for the rose will bloom on Greenland's ice, before we change your mind. And this cheer up, me lad, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. Is there after the resolution, likewise the Eliza Swann? Is there after the Battle of Monroe and the Diamond Ship of Fame? We wear the trousers of the white, the jacket of the blue. When we return to Peterhead, we'll have sweetheart anew. And it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. Oh, it be right above day and night when the whaling lads come home in a ship that's full of oil, me lad, my boys, and money to our names. We'll make the cattle all to rock and the blankets for to tear, and every lass in Peterhead say, "Hushaby, my dear," and it's cheer, everybody with me, and it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. And it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you. Merci, Benoit. C'est beau. Sue.
Okay.
Sue.
This is the Greenland Whale Fisheries A.L. Lloyd's version. 'Twas 1834, on March the 17th day, that we hoisted our colors at the top of the tree, and for Greenland bore away, brave boys, and for Greenland bore away. John Randolph was our captain's name, our ship the Lion so bold. We had 15 men, and they were brave, for to face the wind and cold, brave boys, to face the wind and cold. It was when we come to them icy grounds, our good ship for to moor, it was then that we wished ourselves back again, with the pretty girls on the shore, brave boys, with the pretty girls on the shore. Our boatswain he goes up aloft, with a spyglass in his hand. "It's a whale, it's a whale, it's a whalefish," he cries, "and she blows at every span, brave boys, she blows at every span." Our captain walked on the quarter-deck, and the ice was in his eye. Overhand, overhand, overhaul, let your davit tackle fall, and we'll launch our boats all three, brave boys, we'll launch our boats all three. Well, every keel had its bold harpooner, its pikeneer and a steerer also, and 4 jolly tars for to pull at the oars, and a whalin' we did go, brave boys, and a whalin' we did go. Well, our boats got down and the men all in, and the whale was in full view. Resolve, resolve, was them whalermen so bold, to strike when the whalefish blew, brave boys, to strike when the whalefish blew. Well, the harpoon struck, and down went the whale with a flourish of his tail, and by chance we lost 2 men overboard. No more Greenland for you, brave boys, and we never caught that whale. When the captain heard of the loss of his men, it grieved his heart full sore, but when he heard of the loss of the whale, it was half-mast colors all there, brave boys, was half-mast colors all there. The winter star did now appear. It's time our anchor for to weigh, to stow below our running gear, and from Greenland bear away, brave boys, from Greenland bear away. Oh, that Greenland is a dreadful place, no longer we can stay. Now the cold winds blow and the whales do go, and it's seldom ever day, brave boys, it's seldom ever day. And the line I like from Pete Seeger, which is not in this: the Greenland is a dreadful place, a land that's never green. And the ice and snow and the whale fishes blow, and daylight seldom seen, brave boys, and daylight seldom seen. Thank you.
Nicely done, Sue. And it addresses the cost in humans, too. That's good.
Good one. Good one, Sue.
Fred, do you have one?
I had one, but you sang it beautifully, so I won't sing it again. I'll pass in this round.
I could suggest another one if you like.
Thanks. We'll go on to someone else.
Okay. Don, we'll go to the Southern Ocean.
While we're on the subject, hang on, I'll just try and cut out some of the... Sir, could you cut out that noise? Let's try that. The Southern Ocean humpback whale population has greatly increased. In fact, the migration route, which goes up past the east coast of Australia, has almost returned to its pre-whaling numbers, which is really quite spectacular. After the Russian depredations of the 1950s, however, some of the other whaling routes for the same whales up the Pacific, including the one that went past Norfolk Island, hasn't returned at all. But it is good that the New South Wales sightings are very, very high, which is wonderful. I was trying to think of what to do next. We could do another one of the horrible life that whalers had, or perhaps another one where the whales win, and the and I guess this is a tune you'll probably know. It was on the Grecian brig, that brig of fame, in which my brother he sailed the main. He was outward bound on a tedious route, to find out where those sperm whales do spout. Far outward bound, far o'er the deep, slung in my hammock I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream that I thought was true, concerning Bob Marley and his boat's crew. On yon green island not far from here, where we lost Bob Marley and his boat's gear. There's Captain Kennedy of Hobart Town, there's Captain Reynolds of high renown, there's Captain Robertson and many, many more, have all been cruising Macquarie's shore. They cruised at east and they cruised at west, round southwest Cape that they knew the best. No sight nor sign could they see nor hear, concerning Bob Marley and his boat's gear. In Research Bay where the black whales blow, this tale of Marley they all do know. They say he's gone like so many, many more. He's left his home to return no more. As I drew nearer to the Hobart shore, I heard a fair maid in deep, deep lore. She was sobbing, sighing, saying, pity me, I've lost my brother, poor Bob Marney. I've lost my brother, never more to see. I've lost my brother, poor Bob Marney. And 6 blokes lost off that boat off the western coast of Tasmania. And that was about 1850s, and the Lord Franklin's song had actually travelled to Australia by that time and was repurposed to talk about a local tragedy.
Beautiful. Could you put the details in the chat, please, Don?
Yeah, it's obviously
that was
based on Lord Franklin, isn't it? But yeah, great. Thank
that
you.
was so well sung. Thank you. Now we have Storm, I believe, is our next person.
Okay, but give me just a minute. I didn't get a starting note last time, and I had 2 tunes in my head. So let me just get the starting note. Okay. All right, so this song was transcribed, as she puts it, by Holly Tannen. And she says it's a translation of the song sung by the humpback whales inside the dome of Noyo Center, Fort Bragg. Okay. Farewell. Whoops, so now I lost the tune. Give me 1 second. Farewell to you humans who butcher the lands with your minuscule brains and your 5-fingered hands. You think you're so smart, you invented the wheel, now you're killing yourselves with your guns, germs, and steel. Oh, flipperless biped, rang the voice of the whale. Let primates die out, let the insects prevail. We pray that the land's not too blighted to heal, as you kill yourselves off with your guns, germs, and steel. Long ago my own ancestors lived on the land, but the shore got too crowded, as I understand. Our elders conferred, and they chose to be free. So they met on the sand and slid into the sea. We care for our young in the waters below. We feed them and teach them what they need to know. And we don't give a fluke what you hominids feel, as you kill yourselves off with your guns, germs, and steel. We are not oppressors, we are not oppressed. We take what we need, we're at one with the rest. And as he swam by me, I swear that ye winked. We'll dance in the ocean when you go extinct. Farewell to you humans who butcher the lands with your minuscule brains and your 5-fingered hands. You think you're so smart, you invented the wheel. Now you're killing yourselves with your guns, germs, and steel. Holly Tannen, farewell to the humans.
Wow.
Thank you, Storm.
What a song, Storm.
That could only have been written after the Jared Diamond book, right? That's a good one, though.
Yep.
All right. Jim, you're coming in.
Okay.
Jim's going to sing us out as well. Thank you.
Coming in to sing us out. Okay.
Well, this is a modern Irish fantasy. Paddy Maloney left Ireland in glee, took a strange notion Greenland for to see. He shipped on a whale catcher to Greenland was bound, and the way that she rocked made his head go around. Caterwall and tarpaulin, harpooning and all. Now Paddy had never been sailing before, and it made his heart leap when he heard the loud roar. As the lookout he cried that a whale he did... Ooh, tongue twisting. The lookout he cried that a whale he did spy. Bedad, says poor Pat, I'll be et by and by. Caterwall and tarpaulin, harpooning and all. Now Paddy ran forward and grabbed for the mast. He caught at a gripper and there he held fast. But the boat she did pitch and he loosened his grip. It's down in the whale's belly poor Paddy did slip. Caterwall and tarpaulin, harpooning and all. Paddy lived in that well for 6 months and a day, till one morning by luck near the shore it did stray. The whale gave a snort and then gave a blow, and high up in the air poor old Paddy did go. Caterwall and tarpaulin, harpooning and all. Now Paddy was washed up quite safe on the shore, and he swears that he'll not go to sea any more. And if ever he gets such a fanciful notion, it'll be when the railway runs over the ocean. Caterwall and tarpaulin, harpooning and all.
Oh, covered in whale snot. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful songs. Right, well, I think it remains for Heather and I and Bonnie. Hopefully she's still hovering there. Yes, she is. There she is. To thank everyone for their participation and their support for each other as well, and sharing these wonderful songs. And what a wonderful variety of songs we've had, from the point of view of the whales through to the experiences of the whalers as well. It's been fantastic. So I hope we'll carry on doing this every year. And thank you all those who've been able to sing a second song as well. I'll be saving the video when we close, and hopefully I'm getting those final song lists together and then loading it. So thank you again. Anything that you would like to say, Heather or Bonnie, as we finish?
Just keep this going, and hopefully one day we don't have to worry about saving whales.
That's true.
Yes, it will be wonderful when they're back to their pre-us levels, and we can stop worrying about that one thing. Of course, if the sea level rises high enough, they'll be the ones that are laughing at us. Oh, let's save the humans. All right, sorry about that.
I wish that were true, but if we mess up with the sea that much, they may have trouble finding food.
Yeah, good point. And the conveyor currents and all of the things that deliver food where it needs to go. Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh, Pete Graspy must have gotten the wrong time.
We're gonna
All right,
let him in and say goodbye. So
Okay.
I'm going to upload my final slide to say good night to everybody. So give me half a second.
Okay, Pete, if you're there.
Hello. Sorry, I screwed up. I went.
It's okay. We think you might have gotten the wrong time, but we'll have you on for next year then.
And a big thank you for Pete for sharing his image of the sperm whale in New Zealand, which we featured for our image this year. Thank you. All right. Good night, everybody, and good morning to those in far-flung places. We'll see you again next year, if not before.
Bye-bye.
Save the chat.